Okay, welcome to our second hour final presentations. We are going to begin today with Kai. You're ready.
All right, so I did my project on computer-generated imagery, which probably everyone has experienced at least a couple times if you've ever watched any movie ever in your lifetime. These are some of just like one of the most like memorable movies, like some of the best CGI that has happened, like Jurassic Park. It has almost lifelike, realistic dinosaurs that everyone's pretty amazed by. Avatar, probably just because it's probably one of the honestly the most complex because of all the creatures are like the blue, and then the enormous tree they live in and whatnot, and then the Avengers from Jurassic World. The history of computer-generated imagery is, well, it started in 1961, which was just like a small animation that was broadcast on TV and up to 1995 was the first fully animated movie, like cartoon, which was Toy Story. And then here, let me go back and I'll show you some. You want to open these videos.
Got your link there?
This one does, but none of these will.
You just need to copy and paste that into your browser.
Okay,
just copy it, you know what I'm saying?
After this is done. How it works in software, now they use a technique called performance capture. They kind of wear like a suit looking thing. They have different like cameras on their body, like sensors, and they're filmed, and it tracks their movement, and they put it into a different software, like a 3D animating software, and they can edit that how they want it. And they also use that on video games and different stuff like that. And different softwares that are used are like 3ds Max and Softy Image. I'm gonna go back and show you those videos after I show you this. And this is just kind of examples of I'm gonna plug in this.
There it is.
There's that.
It's kind of slow.
And this is the one where they use the performance capture.
You went to see this in the theaters. You guys would have been like middle school, wouldn't you?
It's like 5 hours long.
Yeah, it was.
You know how many years it took him to produce the software that made that? 14 years.
And then that's why I got my.
You chose the last one.
You know what?
Okay, real quick, just so you'll see this. Oh, you got one more, don't you?
I guess so.
Yes. This is the one I'll refer to that because it's a good one. Or this is 2012.
to be every man for himself.
What do we do?
We get ready.
Gentlemen?
What are you prepared to do?
We don't know.
The Iron Man suit has explosions.
Okay, one of the softwares that you don't have covered on there, which is really popular right now, is called Houdini. You can get your degree in that. It's what's really used for CGI right now in Hollywood. But whenever you look something up, so are you plugged back in? Just so you'll know that Kansas Home grows a lot of their stuff. A Bethany College grad named Jason Opat has his own company. It's called, let's get the right. Let's look up, can you look up Wichita? And let's get the right name of the company. Media Group, let's try Media Group. I can't remember the name of the whole name of the company. But he does, okay, so the first Iron Man movie, like when you see Iron Man looking through his mask and he sees the 3D hologram effect when he stands and he talks to Jarvis and things happen, the company in Wichita made that. They actually, and we took a field trip up there. It's been a few years ago, but I was going to let you see their website so you could see. So pretty much they list all the movies that they've done all the CGI for. And right now they've kind of moved out of the movie field into having a live animated kiosk. So basically they sell a product where if you come into a company, there'll be a girl standing there, but she's a hologram.
Is this it?
No.
That's what came up when I switched it.
What's its name? And you look at Media Group and Wichita. Yeah. So, gosh, I'll have to look. I can't remember. I'll find it for you guys so you can see it. But they, like their website, they've done all the stuff like the Warren Theater, all the 3G CGI stuff they've done for them. And most of the people they hire are not technology majors. They're really interested in your ability to be creative. The last guy that Jason said he hired was a tuba major, but he had a technology background. So it's kind of cool. I'll look up the stuff so you can see it. But we have people like that in Kansas who do that. It's not foreign. Okay, so let's go back.
Maybe that's what's happened. They're the same size. And he's still sitting it up right now.
Hi, don't forget to put your stuff in your drive folder for me, okay?
He wasn't going to.
All right.
All right, I did artificial intelligence, and this is all fairly recent stuff for us. I'm going to start with a production by decade. Step and roll. Bring the money. Thank you, Step and roll.
Step and roll is a state-of-the-art piece of technology. It can be used for anything that you need, ranging from bringing you a drink to doing your vision tech assignment. It is simply a seamless piece of art. Observe his marvelous shiny complexion.
That's not Scotch tape.
And how could I forget his wheel feature? Call now and receive your step and roll for only $1, plus $2,000 shipping.
$2,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Step and roll. Okay, once again, artificial intelligence.
With those metal
Who needs
masks.
natural when you have artificial? All right, definition. Artificial intelligence is the intelligence exhibited by machines or software. Question 1. What are some uses for artificial intelligence? I don't have candy
For
whoever.
Dog's arms in Spider-Man 2.
Anything
To do
else?
things for you when you don't want to do them.
Like
It's when your computer animates for you. So it recognizes that I'm coming into the door and my door opens for me.
Oh, yeah.
You can use Isaac's candy.
Yeah, that's my candy.
So you didn't have them.
All right, question 2. Is AI good, or could there be some unwanted side effects to creating?
They can take over the world.
Possibly. That was pretty much all I was trying for. Anything else?
Good for lazy people.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
They make people lazy.
We're gonna turn into Wally.
Makes me lazy.
We're gonna turn into Wally.
All right, now the cool part. What you would expect when you think of artificial intelligence. Something cool like this, you know, super athletic, looks like a human, all that good stuff. But really, what you, well, hold on, let's see, what else? They could also look like this, or this, or this, or this.
Go back to
Yes.
Stephen Hawking.
Some of the most advanced technology, this, or this, Chappie, it's a pretty good movie, or this. Now here's the reality, the boring truth of what they really look like most of the time. This, you can open a bottle,
Yay.
Oh, Wally.
and this, and this. It acts like a
Those are
door.
cool. I've seen those.
This thing, and if I even have to show it, this.
Well,
Now, topic 1. What is artificial intelligence used for today? It can be used for cars that drive themselves, medical services, building, art, and fire. Topic 2. Do we really need artificial intelligence? The answer is yes and no. Why is that? Because we do not actually need artificial intelligence to survive, but humans really like everything. How many of you could live without your cell phone? We ask that every day. Don't raise your hands because you're lying. Now, fun facts. True or false? A supercomputer was given the opportunity to browse the whole web with no restrictions. It started browsing pictures of things.
True.
That is true. I don't know why. It had been everything.
Wow.
True. All right. True or false? Scientists had to reprogram a robot because it learned to swear.
Oh, I heard about that.
true.
So I'm gonna guess you're guessing true.
Definitely true.
It is true. Well, this last one you're gonna have to guess false because I wouldn't do 3 truths. But all right. True or false? Scientists have created a robot that does nothing but create a better version of itself.
False.
It's true.
No, it's true.
Oh.
Which kind of goes along with feeding the idea that they're going to take over the world because it's going to create the best version of itself. And then my works cited. Are there any questions?
Why
Yes,
did
I
you use 3 sources when you only had to use 2?
Just an overview of that, and one of them's YouTube for the song.
That robot that learned to swear, was that the like Twitter account that Microsoft made that turned into a racist?
Yes.
Spot face.
I just made
What was it
a. I don't remember. I just simplified it so it wasn't like a 2-paragraph fact.
So artificial intelligence is any time software, not necessarily hardware, software is created so that it can formulate and respond to input. And where they're taking it is that it can create its own patterns based on input, meaning it takes material, makes reactions to the material, and then creates actions and reactions. That's why people often fear it. Right now, the complexity of it is pretty low. So my door, like I could have my front door, Ross could be coming in, it sees him and then it opens the door. It would lock. We would program it to lock if it were Ross. But it can have reaction and reaction. If it sees something that it seems threatening, it can react or not react. What people would like to see it do is they would like the whole Jarvis kind of thing, where your systems can create reactions, response time to make your home safer, to set up your climate control so it saves you money, things like that. But we're not anywhere close in the
Or you
ballpark
can
yet.
build a robot to give this presentation for you while you stand in the back.
I should have.
And eat your candy.
I needed step and roll.
That's what did. That was hilarious. He didn't even smile. He was so good.
No, I know he was supposed to be a robot. He did a good job.
He did. That's awesome. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go. Yeah, the cutest robot ever.
I needed to play that video, Alex, that I showed you of the robot when they did a voiceover and they show a robot like walking through the woods and pushing him over and stuff. It's really funny.
Yeah, there will come a time when when Beck won't be mowing his lawn anymore. There will be computable.
There will be a robot.
Yeah, well, basically, your machine will have like the Roomba. Like our Roomba.
Oh yeah, they do have.
They have them in Europe.
Yes.
Eventually,
So you would like scan your yard
It's like
and
one
then,
of those invisible Lexus for dogs.
yes, and it'll mow for you.
Okay,
Okay, here we go, folks.
where gaming is going in the future.
Check your lid, please.
Gaming's been around for a really long time, and it will continue to grow and evolve as time goes. Right now, the main goal in gaming is virtual gaming, letting the player interact with their surroundings and feels like they're actually in the world they're playing. In amazingly rapid speeds. If you need any real observable proof on the speedy advancement for digital technology over the years, take a look at the gaming industry. From the early years of black and white 2D games like Pong to the first 3D game, 3D Monster Maze in 1981, and from the primitive first-person shooters like Wolfenstein 3D to complex lifelike shooters like Battlefield 3, there's no doubt that the gaming industry has its fair share of technical evolution. On the top of seeing your actual physical environment, in augmented reality, you will be fed with additional information or data overlay. Usually in the one good example of AR in action will be the mobile app. Holding up your smartwatch to your surroundings, the screen reveals nearby restaurants, ATMs, hotels, etc. for your navigation. In gaming, there's already gaming apps like Droid Shooting, a simple shooter game, which lets the player interact with the surroundings in real time. Holding your smartphone up, you will need to shoot targets appearing everywhere around you. This is very primitive gaming, of course, but there's a window of possibilities for such a gameplay concept. There has also been advances in Nintendo's gaming and their consoles. Here are a few examples. Nintendo took a big risk introducing the Wii's motion-based controls in 2006. But once word spread that Wii Sports was the best thing since sliced bread, sales of Nintendo's innovative hardware skyrocketed. The financial success of Nintendo's experiment inspired the likes of Microsoft's Kinect and Sony's PlayStation Move. Although neither was able to match the Wii's acceptance rate within the gaming and mainstream community. Nintendo followed up the Wii Remote with the Wii U's gamepad, and though it's too early to judge its success, the latest sales figures aren't pretty. To Nintendo's credit, it struck gold with the Wii, setting the bar for lucrative innovation incredibly high as a result.
Okay. Anybody got questions?
I'm not done.
No one has questions.
Jesus.
That's a lot of things. Yeah, shh. We don't talk about my tabs. Our internet is slow this day. Don't talk about my tabs.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say you're a little.
On Invest with E-Trade, where investors can
sorry.
investigate and invest
What is
in or not.
Big fluffy hat. Hold on. 2 more seconds.
A man who knows Xbox and the video gaming world well is Robbie Bach. He is a former chief Xbox officer at Microsoft, and he has just released a book he wrote titled Xbox Revisited, and he is live in New York for us now. Robbie, thank you so much for being with us. I'm interested, you sort of had a front row seat, and of course, we're integrally involved in the huge growth of gaming. What when we're talking about Xbox, what's the future? Should we be thinking about this as video gaming, or is this really moved into entertainment system?
Well, thanks for having me on this morning. Xbox started as a video game console, and that's its foundation, and that's the thing you always have to think about is, do they have great games? And it's the same for Sony, and it's the same for others. But ultimately now that is merging into a broader form of entertainment that sort of blends video games, music, video, television, and movies. And so you see the boxes become much more general purpose entertainment platforms, and that's really where the future lies.
You know, it does seem to be crossing over into sort of a whole new world of demographics. It seems to be broadening. Just on Xbox, a lot of people are arguing it should be spun off. It should actually be a standalone because it's changed so much in nature. Do you think that would be the best way to go?
Well, I think it's always an interesting challenge because the Xbox business, while it is a bit unique within Microsoft, also uses a lot of Microsoft technology. If you look at Xbox Live, if you look at the operating system work on the box, a lot of that is shared across the company. So I think you can make some logical arguments that it's a little different than the rest of Microsoft, but you also have to consider that there's a lot of things that cross over within the rest of Microsoft. So I think that's a difficult challenge for Satya and the leadership team to think through.
It is, and there's a lot of attention on virtual reality. This seems to be where a lot of people think this is moving. It seems very sci-fi to some of us. What role do you think that will play? Is Microsoft able to innovate fast enough, if that's the future, to remain on top?
Well, I actually think Microsoft's pretty well positioned there. They have a product called HoloLens, which looks fabulous. There's other companies. Facebook has this product called Oculus that's a leader as well. I think virtual reality has a lot of promise in the video game space, but I also think it has promise more broadly in the ability for people to experience things like virtual shopping and other types of applications. So I think if people can figure out how to productize it, which is the real challenge, and make it comfortable for users, I think there's real possibilities for that to be a good market for several companies.
My son is absolutely addicted to playing his Xbox. He's only 7 years old. It's such a new generation of people. This is going to be the best thing that happened to him when he hears I spoke to you. But you say, I think we tend to worry as parents that it's such a singular and antisocial and sort of worrying trend. You've written this entire book on saying what video gaming and your experience can learn and be applied in the world of addressing social problems and political problems. How is that? It doesn't jive with that stereotype a lot of us have.
Well, Xbox, in the process of building that business, we learned a lot. We learned a lot about strategy. We learned a lot about how to organize teams and how to mobilize people to attack complex problems. And so what I've done in the book is I've taken those learnings and applied them to civic issues and tried to empower people to be what I call civic engineers, which is the idea that you can affect what goes on in your community and you can help re-engineer our communities so that they're better places. And if you think about what's going on in our country, it seems to me we need a lot of civic re-engineering right now.
So video gaming is entertainment. It can be a tool for social change. Is it a sporting event? I need to get your thoughts on this. There are arenas filling up. It's going to happen in New York this weekend where there are professional players, people who pay to go. Okay, anyway.
Let's do, okay. And then here's a new thing heading our way. Sony's new Oculus Rift. Strapping a decent VR headset to your face makes you feel like you're inhabiting a different world. And nothing takes you out of that world faster than a complicated inventory menu or a long loading screen. If virtual gaming is up, we're going to see more games that eliminate unnecessary user interface elements and even third-person cameras entirely, because VR works best when the cameras are placed squarely behind a virtual character's eyes, simulating what it feels like to play as someone else. Wearing the Oculus Rift makes you feel like you're living in another world. Problem is, that world is rarely built to actual scale. It is an unfortunate side effect of first-person games that play fast and moves with realistic perspective, casting the player as a disembodied camera with a gun that floats roughly to your feet off the ground. Games with a VR headset on and your natural sense of scale kicks in, telling you that you're only about 4 feet tall, and thus the rise of the world, which has been built to fit your size, looks like a disconcerting virtual dollhouse. The neat thing about the current game controllers is that you can make amazing things happen by just tapping a button. That's part of the appeal, but it's not going to cause problems in virtual reality. because superhuman abilities don't mesh well with a camera that moves like your head goes naturally. Leaping tall buildings in a single button press while being able to look around the virtual world is a realistic way to amazing. It also is a great recipe for accurate motion sickness. All in all, gaming has come a long way from what it has been in the past. Gaming has went from a handheld gaming system to actually being inside the game. Who knows? Maybe sooner or later we'll actually be living in the virtual world. Do you think Sony can handle that?
No. Sunny.
Okay.
Okay, there's all your sources. Good.
Yep.
Anybody have questions? No? How many of you guys spend at least 3 hours a week gaming? At least 3.
Oh, never mind.
How many people spend 5 hours a week gaming?
Alex and I played.
Depends.
Is it on a weekend? Do you ever pull all-nighters? Is that a regular thing?
No, I like
Not all night.
like 4 in the morning.
Oh, I've
That's
never
pretty
gone
close.
4 in the morning.
3. My
I
mom.
don't know if I've done
Yeah, we
Are
had to do
you-
last weekend.
Are you playing online with other people?
Yeah, Alex and I do. Like,
Interesting. That's interesting. I was just trying to see where you guys spend your time. All right, let's do Tyler, last one, and then we will start with Ross. Oh, Haley, there you go. Or Haley, you'll be okay. Life goes on.
How long did I take online?
7.
Okay, good.
Most of it was the video, though.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I thought we had to do like something 30 seconds.
If I'm being kind. I'm trying to keep you within a certain time frame. Ready to go, sir? Here we go.
I think so. Anyways, I researched quantum computers. And so the first question, how are quantum computers different from classical computers? Well, classical computers run off of bits. And with bits, you have combinations of ones and zeros. So with 2 bits, you can have these 4 different combinations. But with quantum computers, they run using qubits. And technically, they can be all 4, or give me a second. 2 of them could be all 4 of those combinations at once due to superposition. Now, how can they be all those at once? All right. So an atom can be excited and not excited at the same time. And it can also be at 2 positions at a time. But when observed, it's just randomly observed as one or the other. So the goal of quantum computing is to manipulate this randomness in order to process data more proficiently. And what does this improve? The time it takes to process information, but it doesn't increase or doesn't help the time it takes to process a single bit of information, but it lowers the amount of processes needed. So what can it be used for? Optimization of like water networks or in construction where there's a lot of options to consider, or protein folding, again, just finding all the different patterns. Object detection on like robots, artificial intelligence, video compression, and complex predictions with probabilities. But will quantum computers replace classical computers? Most likely not. In a home environment, you're not going to need a quantum computer to stream Netflix, and it would be about the same speed as a classical computer in that sense, because it's not speeding up the individual processes, just the amount of processes it takes. But they will, like I said, in those and many other areas, more professionally, quantum computers will replace classical computers.
Cool. Okay, anybody got questions? If it's got to do with, like, if you go back to your areas, and we were talking about
You said.
artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So, object detection in artificial intelligence, because you know you hear about this all the time. Actually, having vehicles that are going to drive for us. Our reaction speed is often what we're most concerned about. How quickly can your mechanical, your computing, detect an object and react to it? This will make it faster than the human eye. So your car someday will protect you, especially from the idiots out there who don't know how to drive real well. And I was trying, Bailey did her, last hour, she actually showed where a Tesla car saved someone's life by its ability to react faster than the human eye already.
Is that one with the 2 wheels?
No, it's just like some huge truck just literally pulls into the lane and runs the car off. I mean, would have caused that kind of accident. So you guys, protein folding is it's got to do with genetics and understanding biotech. Video compression, that won't cause things to stream faster. It'll cause when you're actually creating the product, you'll see everything that's digital be in a tighter package and be able to then be streamed. Yeah.
Is this the one that has to be kept at really low temperatures?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It has. You have to run it within less than liquid nitrogen temperatures. So yeah, it's like they're very cold. It has to be cold. Now I would imagine that process, because again, will be changed and improved. Complex predictions and probabilities. We don't know where that's going to go yet. We just have no idea. So I think our scientists have not even thought about what we're going to ask our computer to do for us. So will it be big someday? Probably. It'll be big. Right now it's not for you, but it will be. So, okay, very good, guys. We're going to shut it down for today. We're going to start again tomorrow.